Hey guys, welcome to another video. There's a lot happening on our land here in Portugal. For those who don't know yet, Eda and I used to travel the world, but one day we got tired of constantly moving. That's when we found this piece of land in Portugal and decided to transform what had been abandoned for decades into a paradise. And right now we are building a tiny house on the property, and very soon we can start working on the main house. Since the land was abandoned, there wasn't even water here. So in this episode, we're going to show you the entire process of drilling for water, from the machines used to the actual drilling, how we found water and how we'll have water from now on. We'll also talk about the costs and why we chose to have our own water supply. But first, let's finish the roof of our tiny house. After a lot of detailed work, our rafters, our fascia, our roof is 100% done and ready to receive our OSB boards and finally be watertight. I still can't believe that we actually managed to build a roof with two different pitches, and this is looking seriously good. Let me show you some more details. See? Look at our work. Let's show you guys some more details of our work. Like I say, this roof has two pitches. This one has 6 degrees down and this one has 31 degrees. And we left an overhang in every single part to protect the walls. You can see the details here on the fascia, for example, because this rafter here is 6 degrees angle, so the fascia has also to be 60 degrees down so the water doesn't accumulate here. And also here on this part has a 10 centimeters overhang to protect the wall from this part. And our second pitch of the roof, which is 31 degrees, has massive overhang of 60 centimeters there on the front and 20 centimeters overhang on the sides. And don't forget of our incredible ridge beam. This, guys, is 10 by 24 ridge beam, massive. It's gonna be looking beautiful and it's going end to end of our tiny house. This is 8 meters long. You can have a better view from the top. Now you can see that the walls is not exposed on any part of this tiny house. So imagine when it rains, this roof is gonna protect everything. And it's actually gonna be looking very, very nice in the end as well. But yeah, that's it. Everything is done. We are so proud to be able to do this by ourselves. Like I said, everyone that comes here to the land, look at this work and say, what? Who did this? And yeah, me and Neda did this with help of YouTube and Bogdan. Bogdan! With that done, let's go for the next step.
Next step, windows. So these are all of our windows. We chose PVC windows instead of aluminium windows. This is because it has way better thermal properties and it's just better quality, it's more durable. So I really took my time and researched a lot. I checked on so many different websites, aluminium windows, PVC windows. PVC has way better insulation properties than aluminium, and also most of the windows we found in aluminium are only single pane glass instead of double glazed. When I was researching, I was getting quotes for 8,000 to 10,000 euros for 6 windows and 1 door. I thought this was absurd, so I did some more research and I found a website here in Portugal that you can make custom made PVC windows to size, and it's called Brico Web. So I'll link the site that we use in the description below if you guys are interested. And yeah, they're all Auloplast, which is, I think it's a specific German brand and it's really good quality. We're really happy with the windows. The only thing I'm not happy about is the color, but I'm going to talk about that later on. This is our custom made lounge window. We opted to go for all sliding windows to open them because I didn't realize, but here in Portugal the windows only open inwards. In England it's outwards, and we obviously thought that's not going to be very good in a tiny house, so we decided to have sliding windows because it saves a lot more space. This is our only fixed window that we've got, which is going to be next to the stairs. Our double door, and it's 120 by 200, so a standard door, and it's also, you know, going to be serving as a window. Our kitchen window, the 2 bedroom windows, and then the small bathroom window that actually opens what's it called? When it tilts up. I've forgotten the name of that. But those are all of our windows. We're really happy with the quality. It came so fast, that's another thing. They normally ship within 18 days. The only other thing that I didn't like is that all of my inspiration pictures for tiny houses with the cladding, they all had dark windows. And I didn't really like the white PVC look. So what we decided to do was paint our windows. So I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to paint these later on. We've chosen like a really nice dark grey. They didn't have black, but I think it will make it look way more modern with the cladding. So that's what I'm going to do today. To paint the windows, the first step is sanding down the windows on both sides. This helps the paint stick better, since the PVC is really smooth. Sanding makes the surface more adhesive, so while I was getting the windows ready for painting, Eliezer was working on installing the OSB boards to finish our roof.
Challenge, take this giant OSB up in the tiny house. Okay. Hold.
More.
Yeah.
Okay, more?
Wait, one more, wait. One more is good?
I just need to tip it.
You hold, you have to hold. I'll go there. I'll go.
Oh, wait, Eliezer, tell me what you're doing.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, you got it, no? Just put it on top of the other there. That's fine. And to install the OSB boards is just like we did on the walls. I'm using the nail gun with these 5cm nails to secure the boards in place. On the steeper section, I'm screwing these wooden pieces in front to keep the boards from falling so I don't have to hold them while working. Then I just keep screwing the OSB panels in as usual. I started by placing these larger pieces at the edges of the roof and then moved on to the shorter pieces. Installing the OSB panels is actually pretty simple. The hardest part is balancing yourself 4 meters off the ground to do it. And by the way, we have some really exciting news coming about the main house. What I thought would take a bit longer to start is actually going to begin sooner than expected. So very soon we'll have updates about the main house construction and lots more happening here on the land.
While Eliezer was working on the OSB panels, I'm using acetone to clean the window surfaces before starting to apply the paint.
Now it's just this final part and we're pretty much done. And it's actually a really easy job. Not very easy because we're up here, but there is no secret. We live in a little space between the two sheets because they expand, so you need a little space. And also, for example, because this one ends here, this one cannot end on the same place for the structure to have more support. And it's funny because I used to be afraid of heights, but I'm feeling normal here. I think it's because building stuff up and getting used to the heights, I'm not feeling afraid anymore, and that's so cool. Well, this part here is done, and this part here I'm gonna install right now. So let's go.
And with this last piece in place, we finished another stage of our tiny house.
And about this gap, I swear I tried to cover it. I grabbed a tiny piece and hammered it in, but it didn't work. Still, it doesn't really matter because we're still going to add the waterproof membrane and metal sheet on top. The next day, with our roof OSB boards done, the guys that are gonna drill the water for us just arrived. You can see them. So Ed is finishing her breakfast and I'll try to explain how those guys are gonna actually drill for the water, and we're gonna have water forever. Let's see, let's go.
The team arrived really early, at 7:30 in the morning, and they said they could get the whole job done in just one day. The first challenge was figuring out exactly where we would drill the hole. They had already come here 2 months ago to check if there was water on the land and to plan the location. But it's not that simple to drill. You need a license, an engineer. It's a process that takes roughly about 2 months before they can return and actually do the job. First, they make the exact spot for the well and start unloading all the materials. These huge blue pipes will stay underground. This heavy machine pumps air which is sent through a hose to drill the rig. That sound you're hearing is the hammer drilling into the ground. It uses so much air pressure that a lot of dirt gets pushed out at the beginning.
They said to cover the windows because there will be a lot of dust and water when we find water. I didn't imagine it was so much dust, so high. Ooh.
So I had to put Bozo on the leash because he was getting all excited hearing all the vibrations and the noises from the pipe that's bringing all the pressure, the air pressure down to drill the pipes through the ground. And he said, listen, if that dog bites the pipes, we're all dead because the pressure in that pipe is very high. So yeah, we're just gonna wait, let those guys do the work, and soon, by the end of the day, we'll have water. They're drilling about 130 meters deep. These rods carry pressurized air all the way down to the hammer, which drills and rotates through the earth. They go deep until they reach the water table, a layer with a lot of fresh water. When they reach it, they install a pump to bring the water to the surface. The water table is one of the largest natural sources of fresh water on Earth. Think about it. Rain, rivers, snow melt. All that water goes somewhere, and eventually it seeps through the ground until it hits a layer it can't pass. That's where the water table forms. We're really not being very useful. My plan was to paint the windows, and then we were going to add the house wrap on top of the roof, but it's kind of really close to where they're working. So instead, we've decided to chainsaw the rest of our wood and make ourselves useful, because yeah, we're just not really doing anything right now.
Right, 15 minutes pause for the chainsaw to have a breathe.
Okay, wait, let me just show you then the thicker ones. Because I don't know if that chainsaw is going to be able to cut these. I don't think that we can cut these size of trunks.
Yeah.
That looks too big for our chainsaw. And the guy at the shop said that this chainsaw isn't a chainsaw for big trunks. Let's try and see how it goes.
Yeah, let's finish that one first, then we get to this one. Já foi quantos metros? Quantos metros mais ou menos? 50. He said that they drilled around 40 meters so far, and the minimum here that they're gonna drill is 80 meters. From that, I expect to find water between 80 and 100 meters. That's what I expect, because we pay by meter here, with a minimum of 80 meters. At this point, the drilling is really deep, and now this gray material starts coming out. It looks like concrete, but it's actually crushed rock. The hammer is breaking through stone, and the air is pushing the dust up to the surface. You can see the results all over the ground. Dirt, water, stone. It looks like the land is covered in concrete, but it's actually rock that's been underground for decades. And finally, they reach the end, 130 meters. Time to remove the rods. Just like they went in, they come out one by one, dismantled and loaded back onto the truck. And lastly, the hammer. Dá pra ouvir água?
Caraca, é verdade.
Ah, é? Dá pra ouvir?
Olha só.
I don't know if you guys can hear, but I can hear the sound of water 130 meters. This moment, guys, they're gonna put these blue tubes 130 meters down, and then they're gonna put the pipes and the object right there. I don't know the name, but you have to be very careful. The well is now drilled, but to avoid collapse, they install protective PVC pipes. After that, they can pack up the big machines and move on to the final steps. Trabalho pronto. O que a gente vai fazer agora?
Agora vamos colocar a eletrobomba.
Sim, que vai lá até lá no final.
Não, ela fica sempre 10 metros afastada do fundo do furo.
Mas por quê?
Porque o furo cria um lodo no fim.
Sim.
Então, para não estarmos a enterrar a bomba no lodo, deixamos sempre um pouco acima, que é para não...
Sim, e ela é chamada eletrobomba por quê?
É uma bomba que trabalha a eletricidade, por isso é que é uma eletrobomba.
Ah, tá bom. Essa pergunta foi burra, né? Since the pump is now down there, the water needs somewhere to go, so they install this tank. They call it balão here in Portuguese, which is a pressure reservoir to store and pressurize the water. Then they seal the pipe and the job is done. Ó, ele já tá, o furo já tá tampado, a tampa de concreto, tudo bonitinho. Olha lá. Ó, trabalho bem feito, tá lá protegido, tá passando aqui por baixo o tubo. E qual o nome disso aqui?
Isto é o autoclave, o balão, que é o que dá pressão.
Sim.
Isto é o quadro digital, é o que protege a bomba.
Sim.
E aqui vamos ver a água a sair.
Vamos lá.
Wow, they really did that in one day. And now we finally have water on the land. It's not drinkable yet, as it still needs to be tested, but it's perfect for everything else. Taking a shower, washing our hands, cleaning. It's so good to finally have water on the land. We have water! Honestly, this day has finally arrived and it feels surreal. Obviously, it's a bit of a situation here. This is temporary, but yeah, here we have it. Now we have infinite water forever, for a lifetime. That actually took up the majority of the day, so we didn't manage to get the other things done on the tiny house, but that's okay because we're going to come back tomorrow and crack on with the house wrap. And what else are we doing? Everything. So let's talk about the cost breakdown. Starting with the well, how much do you think it costs to have your own water and never pay a water bill again? Well, it really depends on the type of soil and the depth of the well. Around here, they usually charge around 40 to 50 euros per meter, including materials, labour and everything. So for us, it came out to around 7,000 euros. But again, that varies based on the terrain and conditions. Now for the tiny house cost so far. In total, our windows were 2,850 euros, the materials for painting the windows were 180 euros, and the OSP panels were already included in the lumber costs for the roof beams. So the current total for the tiny house is this one you're seeing on the screen right now. Thanks so much for watching, we hope you liked this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Subscribe.